What is going on, everyone? Now, before I get into this review of Transformers The Last Night, I know some of you out there are probably thinking, why is this guy doing a movie review from inside his car? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm doing this review from inside my car is because this is the very first time I got to take my own Bumblebee up to the movie theater to see an installment of Transformers. Not to mention, I actually wanted to give a review from right when I leave the theater so I can give you my raw opinion and my raw thought of the movie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am a die-hard Transformers fan. I've seen every single Transformer in the theater in opening day, and I don't know how many times in the theater after that. I have every single Transformer movie on DVD, and as you can already tell, I bought a 5th generation Bumblebee Camaro because I'm such a die-hard fan of the movies. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to ruin the movie for anybody. I'm not going to say this happened, that happened, this person died. And by all means, please do not let my opinion determine or sway you one way or another of whether you're going to see this movie, because you guys may like it, you may not like it, but I will just say go ahead and see it for yourself. Now, if I were to surmise Transformers The Last Night, I could surmise it in just one word: disappointing. Now, what we see in the trailers, what the movie was made out to be, this movie is not that in the slightest way. Now, please do not misinterpret. Nobody goes to Transformers mistaking Transformers for an Oscar-worthy movie. People go to see Transformers because they want to be entertained. They want to see cool action and badass cars, beautiful women, and great directing. That's what I go to see Transformers for. I want to see great directing by Michael Bay. I want to see great action sequence, fast cars, and beautiful women. But unfortunately, The Last Night only goes with one of those, and that is beautiful women. Now, I don't know who the character is who plays Vivian in this movie, but she is beautiful. Everything other than that, this movie falls flat on its face. Because if someone were to ask me, is it entertaining? No, it's not. Will you go see it again? No, I won't. Will you buy it on DVD? No, I won't. Because being a die-hard Transformers fan, this movie, without a doubt, is the worst out of the 5, and worst by a long shot. There is nothing about this movie, being a die-hard Transformers fan, that I can sit back 15 minutes after being in the theater like, oh yeah, that was cool, and I love this action sequence here, and oh, this was cool right here. There was nothing about this movie I liked, and that's coming from a die-hard Michael Bay fan and a die-hard Transformers fan, because everything in this movie is worse than what it was in the original movie. I'm talking about directing, I'm talking about action sequences, I'm talking about the movie itself. Because I think the best thing I can say is, as far as from an action perspective, all the action you see in the trailers is all the action that's in the movie. Because the movie is basically 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Only 25 minutes, if I'm being generous, is actually action sequence. Everything else is dialogue. And what I don't understand about this movie, the movie is called Transformers. People who wrote this movie, people who produced it and directed it and put it out in theaters knew that the overwhelming majority of people who were going to see Transformers wanted to see the Transformers. We see the Transformers for literally 45 minutes out of the 2.5-hour movie. Everything else is human. Everything else is human dialogue. Everything else is how this lines up with that, and how this happened because of that, and how backstory mixes with the front story, how Transformers 1 through 4 mixes with Transformers 5. And one way that I could go ahead and represent where this movie falls short at, in the movie theater, I was in row G, basically the 5th row back in the movie theater, and I had like 2 older women behind me. And when all the dialogue was going on, these 2 older women, not young kids, not men like myself, were sitting here saying to themselves, I don't care about this. I don't want to see this. And that right there exactly sums up the issue with Transformers The Last Night. They named the movie Transformers, but didn't show people the Transformers. The overwhelming majority of the movie is spent trying to explain to the audience how this lined up with that, and how back in the Dark Ages mixes with the New Age, and how this happened because this is like, the whole movie is spent trying to make sure that the people who watch it understand how everything links up. And me being a diehard Transformers fan, me going there just purely for the entertainment aspect, I still don't understand how this lines up with that and how this goes with that and how that happened, because the movie is so freaking confusing. I'm sitting there during the movie, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Because the major problem with Transformers The Last Night, the movie starts out and follows through just like Age of Extinction. It starts off extremely slow, takes a good hour and 15 minutes before the pace really starts to pick up. And 25 minutes into the movie, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, have I been here for 2 years? Because the movie is so unbearably slow, coming from a movie that's supposed to be an action adventure movie. And I'm sitting there doing the whole entire part of the movie. Where's the adventure? Where's the action? And everybody knows that Michael Bay is his crown, his schnick, if you want to call it, is action. And throughout this whole entire movie, I'm sitting here waiting to experience a Transformers movie like I experienced the first through the fourth installments. Now, please do not let my opinion of this movie prevent you from seeing this movie, because your opinion may be different than mine, but in my humble opinion, being a Transformers fan, this was definitely a one-time deal. I thought I was going to go ahead and see tomorrow because I went in there expecting what I expected from Transformers for the previous 4 Transformers. Good action, great directing, great action sequences, fast cars, and beautiful women. But since I didn't get that, there's really no need or desire for me to go back, because I already know that the movie will not give me exactly what I'm looking for, not only as a Transformers fan, but as a moviegoer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Go out and check it for yourself. Leave me your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Hope everybody enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for the next upload.